Welcome to our Thursday night live stream.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are two crazy ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and every Monday we go live on Keto Beyond the Couch because life exists beyond the couch.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time we're coming to you live from a brand new set, you'll be alerted to it.
It's been a little while since we've been live.
I know. I'm so excited. I miss you guys.
Check everything.
I love the fact that we have the opportunity to record videos, and I love premiering those videos, but there is nothing like being with you live, face to face, so to speak. So I'm so excited that we're here. We're in Elkhart, Indiana.
Yes, we are.
Truly the buckle of the RV belt.
It's the RV capital of the world.
And for good reason. It's so funny as we drive by all of the different companies where we utilize their services, like Lippert, and like you're just going by places and you're like, oh my gosh, like that's where I get my air conditioner from. Oh my goodness, that's Dometic. Like,
as we were coming in, it's like, oh, there's Grand Design. Oh, I drove today past the Forest River headquarters.
I mean, it's so exciting because we
kind of interesting.
Really enjoyed looking at all of the RVs whenever we go to RV shows, but to see where they're made is really special. And we're just absolutely surrounded by American innovation, engineering. And I'm just so thankful for all of the men and women that work so hard to make RVing a thing. We would not have Alligator that we're sitting in right now, except for the hardworking people that make it possible.
Yep. So I saw a comment here. Jamie said,
Hi,
did
Jamie.
anyone think Rachel was singing on the intro song? Watch the video today that had the same song and realized it's a royalty-free song.
Oh, that's funny. Boy, I would love
During
to do
our
that.
intro, Rachel like dances.
I do.
During the countdown, she dances.
I do dance off camera.
Dustin said was cooking and not looking at the chat for a while. How is everybody? I did want to say Dustin went live today. So we're sorry for the late notice, but we didn't know what was going on.
Truly.
And we still don't quite know everything that's going on. We know we are going to drive to Coldwater, Michigan tomorrow for a few hours.
Michigan?
Yeah.
It's Michigan?
Yeah.
It's not Indiana anymore?
No.
I did not realize we were going to Michigan tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, I'm excited.
So we are going to tour Bish's RV. If you watch RV shows, there's I gotta back up. There's a guy named Josh the RV Nerd, and we're going to visit that dealership. And so I'm excited about that. Then Saturday, we're gonna do like a meetup / get together.
Thanks to Jennifer and Dustin.
To drive like about an hour away, and then a bunch of people like Jennifer and Dustin were like, "There's a barbecue place right there in Elkhart," which we drove past, and we're like, "I'm going there because they have meat by the pound."
Yes,
and we only go to barbecue places that are meat by the pound, and then. So Dustin and Jennifer basically have put together like a meetup there. They hold like 30 or 40 people. So if you're interested, they've been posting about it. Rachel posted about it on Mighty Network.
Make sure that you email Jennifer with the email provided. It's actually in lowcarbevents.com so that they know how many people we have, because I guess it's like the cap is like 40 or 45.
Okay.
So excited to see everybody on Saturday at 4:30 in the afternoon.
There's no fee, but it is like, buy your own barbecue. Buy your own barbecue.
Yeah. Did you want to say barbacoa? Because we had some of that recently and it was freaking delicious.
Yeah. So it has been busy. So sorry if we haven't been as engaged as much.
We were in a factory until midnight last night almost.
Yeah. It was ridiculous. But getting up here, it should have taken about 19 hours of driving. We had this all mapped out. We were going to drive for 4 or 5 hours on Sunday, which we did. We got where we wanted to go, which was Valdosta, Georgia. That's where we stopped. Then we were like, we're going to drive for 6 or 7 hours on Monday, and then 5 or 6 hours on Tuesday. That should have put us here. Well, we hit so much traffic in Georgia.
It was
We drove
insanity.
for 12 hours. 12 hours, but only knocked 8 hours off of our trip. Because like when we left Valdosta, Georgia, it said you had 13 hours to go. When we left Valdosta to keep going at the end of the day, I think we left at 7 in the morning. We didn't stop until 7 at night. And it said we still had like 5.5 hours to go.
And I think we only took like 2 bathroom breaks in that 7 hours.
No, I mean, out of the 12 hours, it was like 10.5 hours of actual driving,
So
but that's still insane.
Our hearts go out to everybody who has been impacted by the weather. We had to drive around the weather because there has been like just craziness, hailstorms.
Fortunately,
and
that only
tornadoes.
added 35 minutes. So when we left, I forgot where we stopped. Richmond, Georgia? Is that where
Richmond, Georgia. We stopped in Lexington,
Oh,
Kentucky.
Lexington, Kentucky. So we stopped in Lexington, Kentucky, and it said we could have gone 2 different ways from there to get here. One was going to be like 4 hours and 45 minutes. The other one was 5.5 hours. One was taking us through flood warnings and tornado warnings. The other way said we were avoiding all of that. We actually went straight up the middle where they said there was a flood warning, but it was only one specific river, and it wouldn't be till like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and we were going to cross it by 9 a.m. So we went that way. It added 45 minutes, but it took 30 miles off the trip, and it was gorgeous because it was one lane local roads all the way up through. We were just driving through little towns.
So thankful for the opportunity to be able to see some different architecture and the beautiful homes here in Indiana. This is just an absolutely gorgeous part of the world.
But I can't take the cold.
But the cold is definitely something new. So it has been in the 30s and 40s while we've been here. Definitely enjoying the fact that our new RV has a fireplace. We've been pumping that thing to like the max because it's been cold.
It's been really cold. So that all happened. We got to see the new RV on Tuesday. Wednesday morning, we had to go and sign paperwork, and then we toured the Alliance factory, which was amazing.
We can't wait to bring that video.
That took a good portion of the day, and then we had to go set everything up, and it was just like one problem after the other. So by the time we were supposed to leave the factory, because everything shuts down here at like 3 o'clock, because they start at between 4 and 6 in the morning, depending on the manufacturer. And he said that like a lot of people were leaving at like 3 o'clock. He's like, the gates lock at 6. We didn't leave until like 7:30. We got locked in the factory.
God bless the precious gentleman who arrived in pajama pants to let us out of the gate after hours. Like, so appreciative to him. But yeah, so we made it to the campsite, set up, and it was about midnight when we went to bed. Now, our first meal in our RV was Wendy's.
Yeah.
So really thankful. We were looking.
Everything's closed.
Everything was closed, and I had my heart set on a roller dog. Don't ask me why, but like sometimes girls just want a roller dog. And we went to a Speedway, and there was precisely one. Like if I ate the roller dog, Joe doesn't get dinner. So it was kind of hilarious. So we decided we were going to go to Wendy's.
Well, we stopped at a couple places and did nothing. And then Rachel's like, McDonald's. I'm like, listen, if we're going to do McDonald's, let's go find a Wendy's. And it turned out there was a Wendy's like a quarter of a mile down the street.
So we each had 3 of their patties, which I think is really reasonable and super filling. And then
she didn't know how to ring it up.
We had a Cobb salad each, which was really, really nice.
Matt said, good to see you guys live. It's been forever since we've seen you live or in person.
Right.
It has been forever since we haven't been live in a couple of weeks, because last week you were like really sick last week.
I was beyond sick. I'm really thankful, as bad as my voice sounds, and I'm so sorry for how it sounds and that it's like really raspy and kind of annoying. maybe more annoying than normal, but I am on the mend. It's just like my voice is the last to get the message.
Sabrina said, I've lived here all my life, been camping for 13 years and never been there. I live in a hole, I guess.
Wow.
Sabrina, I'll be honest, like I would take the ride up here.
Worth it.
It's really cool, even if you don't go into the factories, but to just drive around and see. You're like, oh my gosh, there's Eric Sell. Oh my gosh, there's Lippert. Oh my gosh, there's Moride, which I'm supposed to call the people from Moride to set up a meeting with them. I mean, we're actually now, I guess we can say it, we are brand ambassadors for Lyons Rd.
Yes. So, now, that does not mean we are sitting in a free rig. We absolutely purchased our RV, but we wanted to spread the word about this company, and we're really thankful for the opportunity to represent the Delta line for Alliance, their first brand ambassador for this Delta line. But you know, we're a little different. There's a lot of RVers who are full-time RVers. We're weekend warriors, truly. And we're just excited to kind of represent the couples camper. Now, of course, just like anything, we don't take nothing at face value, right? Like, so when we were deciding like, hey, we're going to partner with Redmond's because we really enjoyed their salt, we went to the mine because we want to see it. We want to have eyes on everything. Like, how is this company run? Keto Chow, we know them, right? Because it's important to us that if we tell you about a product, a service, that we go ahead and see, is there anything to be concerned about? So it was really important to us before we even shared about Alliance that we actually went to the factory, toured, and saw like, what's the culture of this company? Yeah. And we were really pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. And I mean, we had done a bunch of research on Alliance and decided we really liked their RV. And then we started talking to them. But like Rachel said, like we paid for our RV. We did get a little bit of a discount, but we did pay for it. There are RV companies and manufacturers that will offer like RVs for free to brand ambassadors. However, it comes with like a lot of stipulations. Like you can't talk bad about the brand. You can't review other companies. And we basically told Alliance, like, we don't want that. We can't be bought. And we just really like what the company stands for. They really are innovative. They listen to customers. They help people even when they're out of warranty. The owners hand out their personal cell phone numbers on like their Facebook support groups.
It sounds like a Keto Chow customer service it really level, does. Right?
So, anyway, let's move on. But Sabrina, I would come up and we're gonna actually, I don't know, depending on when we get back from Bish's tomorrow, either tomorrow or Saturday morning, we're going to actually go to, I don't know if it's open on Saturday, but we're going to go to the RV Hall of Fame Museum.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of things that we want to do here, but it's I like it. The guy that we bought the RV from, the salesman who helped us, he was like, you know, I said, we're going to be here for a week. And he was like, I don't know what you're going to do in Elkhart for a week. Like,
geek out.
We're enjoying it.
Love it.
And I'm like, and we're from Florida. So like, we're not used to this weather. He's like, you can keep this weather.
So I have a feeling that probably will work out best for us to go on like Saturday morning. So if you're coming in the area for the meetup, hit us up. I think the RV museum starts at 10 a.m. I think is when it opens, and it's $20, I believe, for admission. And I'm just looking forward to seeing it.
And then on Monday, we want to go see the eclipse, but we're kind of going, what's the weather like? Because if it's 60 or 70% cloud cover, I'm not going to bother. Like, I don't want to drive 3 hours to not be able to see the eclipse. But we're definitely going to be doing Keto Be on the Couch Monday live at 10 a.m.
No matter what.
We would do Keto Be on the Couch at 10 and then head straight out from here. And hopefully not miss the eclipse if we go. I haven't even looked at like what the time difference is. Jamie said the new RV looks huge. It's
bigger than Eleanor.
4 feet longer than what we had before, and it's almost the same width. It's a few inches taller just because of the way they manipulate the ceilings. But what ends up happening is the entertainment center we had before like came out into the RV, and now our entertainment center is over here.
Yeah. So
there's a slide that goes out of the wall about probably
Yeah.
about that much. So we gain that much width-wise.
And
We're going to do some videos. We've done a bunch. We just have to edit them.
right.
But like walking through why we chose Alliance, we're gonna have factory, but that's all gonna be on our RV channel. We will have a couple things here with, like, our first meal, like what's it like to keto cook in here. But
Yeah.
we're happy about is that with this, like, we don't have a dinette. There's no dinette in here at all. There's a couch over here, three-person recliner, and then back there, that's a 2-person sofa that also converts into a bed. And what we're sitting at right now is a double wide bar with bar stools, and it's perfect for this. So
For
now
our
we can
needs.
really go out on the road. So just to let everybody know, we will be, as soon as I won't know when, it'll be at least a week notice, but we're going to be going to Lancaster. And we would like to meet up with some people in that area. If anybody's in the Lancaster, Pennsylvania area, we'll find a good place. If anybody's in the area wants to help us find a place that we can all get together, that would be really appreciated. But we're going to go visit my mom first. And everything depends on, do we encounter any problems in this over the next few days? The whole idea behind us being here is we picked it up directly from the factory. They made a couple of modifications for us. And then from here, we're supposed to be basically using it, making sure there's no issues. And like I had found one issue where a switch was turned. I find little things. They were super detailed, but they're like, make sure everything is working, take it on drive. So we're going to, like, literally, we have to hook it up and drive for 1 or 2 hours to kind of shake it around. And then from there, if there's no problems, we'll leave like on Wednesday. If there are problems, they have to fix them. So,
right.
But
you don't know.
And then we're going to go visit my mom.
So that, and it's a hard thing to answer because again, I know that this meetup that we're having on Saturday is such short notice. And I'm so sorry. I wish that we could give like longer, time frames. But the challenge is, like, we're here to make sure there's no problems with this RV. And if there is, then we have to get into a hotel room, like pivot the plan, because we've just got to make sure that everything is in working order before we head towards New York. Who got some snow this morning?
GGB said, hey friends, I'm exhausted, especially kicking my butt this week, but I'm here at least till I fall asleep.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you. And I'm really proud of you for challenging yourself and like teaching all kinds of different classes and just pivoting where needs be. It's always amazing when you're a substitute teacher. I actually went through the substitute teaching program myself, and got certified as a kindergarten through third grade teacher. But having to pivot with each grade group and like need of the students, I'm so proud of you. You're awesome.
D King, Rachel, have you tried Cometer?
I don't recognize it. If that's the correct spelling, I do not recognize that. But I'm always in the mood for
Melissa said,
coffee.
2KK, today's my birthday. Would love for you guys to sing happy birthday to me, please.
Absolutely. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Melissa. Happy birthday to you and many more. So many more, Melissa.
Jenny is coming on Saturday.
Yay! I'm really looking forward to meeting you in person.
I also saw Lisa Ortega is coming.
Woohoo! Can't wait to see you guys. Been missing you.
Jamie said Michigan's a bit too far from Ecuador.
I guess so. Probably.
Trish said it's snowing here in Buffalo. Are you in winter there, Rachel?
Well, I mean, it feels like winter to me.
We have some sweatshirts. Like, I meant to bring hats and gloves, and we didn't. I'm like, how bad could it be? And that's how we got locked in the warehouse yesterday, because I have a special hitch called the Pro Pride hitch, and I wanted to install it. And they're like, if you want to install it in the warehouse, go ahead, because we were in a special room. And so we started doing it. And I was like, yes, I want to do that because it's 35 degrees
freezing
outside.
Cold outside.
And then, like, we had some problems putting it on. I couldn't figure a couple things out. There was a part missing. And by the time we got back here, we couldn't get the electric plug to fit right, and I kept having to come inside to warm up my hands.
It was crazy, but it's new. Everything is new, and it's like it's not just a new car. You have to
Dustin
sleep in
said
this
Jackie
thing.
helped too.
Oh, thank you so much, Jackie. Yeah, I'm so excited to get to see everybody. But it is winter. This morning, I did pack a bunch of layers, probably more than Joe, but Joe is that guy that like packs 20 minutes before we're leaving the house. But I packed a little bit earlier than that, and I packed some extra layers, but it was so cute this morning. My mom sent me a text message with all of the local Salvation Armies and Goodwills because she assumed that like you probably don't have enough jackets for what the weather is because she like Googled the weather in Elkhart this morning. So I love you, Mommy.
We've been warm that way. Like I haven't been cold. It's not like when we were in Utah in January.
I did get some deals.
It's more of just my hands. My hands keep getting cold.
Yeah, I didn't bring any gloves. I did get some local like deals at my local thrift shop. So I got some like, like the bubble vest kind of thing, $2. Because in Florida, who needs that? Right? I mean, there was a couple of things I got was brand new, still had the tags on because I think somebody was anticipating weather at some point, and then just it didn't happen.
Larry said, praising God, you two made it safely and you're feeling better.
Thanks,
yes,
Larry.
Yeah, we were supposed to actually meet up with Larry.
I was devastated honestly, when I found out.
Yeah, I went to Rachel and I told, because Rachel didn't know
I was
arranging us to, we were going to have Buffalo Wild Wings together. But I'm glad we didn't, because what ended up happening.
I'm not glad we didn't.
No, I'm glad we didn't like set it up, because what ended up happening was the traffic got so bad. Finally, Apple Maps diverted us all the way up through Lexington. Like we never got on that one road. We never went near Nashville.
Can we talk about the hotel we stayed in Lexington? It was a no-tell motel.
It still wasn't as bad as the one in Vegas a few years ago. They were not filming a porn next door.
There was a strip club in the parking lot. And there was another strip club that was closed down and abandoned. I want to know that story.
But it wasn't. It was.
What was
clean.
that story?
It was
clean, very clean,
and it was $41.
It was $41.
It was just. It was.
And that was for the whole night.
It was in a Econo Lodge,
not just 1 hour.
Yeah,
which was really a pleasant thing.
Jamie said, so excited by the amount of keto foods in the truck stops.
So true. And I have been trying my best.
We really have not spent a lot of money on food other than when we went to Buc-ee's.
Yeah, but was that food really? I mean, I guess we
got brisket and sausage, stuff, so we spent like $40.
We also got pajamas because
but I'm just talking about
pajamas are really
I'm just talking about
comfy.
food-wise.
But I've been trying to share whenever we go through like a truck stop or we stop at a gas station, like what are some of the offerings that I'm spotting as a customer, and I'm making reels out of it, making shorts out of it, because I do want to, the best of my ability, help show people that it's absolutely possible to be perfectly keto on a road trip utilizing gas stations.
Dustin said we do everything we can to drive through Atlanta in the middle of the night. So do we. And honestly, Atlanta was the lightest traffic of everything.
What a beautiful skyline.
We got a little bit north of Atlanta, probably about 30 minutes north of Atlanta. Atlanta, we got stuck in traffic for 5 minutes. When we got a little bit north of, like, once when we left the first Buc-ee's, I guess it was the second Buc-ee's. Like, we were literally driving 10 miles an hour
for hours.
For 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was just insane. Cindy said spring break traffic.
Yeah.
That's what a few people told us. It was everybody coming back from spring break.
Cindy are loving meats. I love that handle.
Let's see.
Cindy's in Lexington. That's cool.
Let's see.
Joanne
is here. Said, sorry, I'm late.
You're right on time. Beautiful.
Jamie said, my friend got stuck trying to fly back to Ecuador by that weather.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I'm just, again, for anybody that's been impacted by the flooding, we are so sorry. We actually drove by a house where their entire, like, they had some acreage and it was all dug up. Like, clearly a tornado had touched down there.
Yeah. I hope you two Floridians brought winter coats. It's unreasonably cold. I've been pretty comfortable just in a t-shirt and a hoodie, but
I was freezing doing laundry
today
today.
Rachel's like, yeah, it's April. Why is it so cold? I'm like, this is normal. I don't like my sister got snow today.
Okay, so we had to go to the bank today to get quarters for the coin laundry machine. I feel like if you're going to have a coin laundry, and I'm for it, I love it. I think that what you should do is either have something where I can use dollars to make quarters, or you need to use a credit card machine. Like, who is carrying around $20 in quarters? Like, what? I never have changed. Do you just carry around rolls of quarters? Because I went to go, like, we were in desperate need of doing laundry because, like, the whole time, like, what is this? This is Thursday. So we've used up like a whole bunch of laundry. And I was like, I have no quarters. And every single machine is like $2.25 of quarters.
Sean wants to know, was it the Wendy's over the interstate? I was just looking up where it was. It was Cassopolis Street.
Cassopolis.
Yeah. Did that turn off? No.
I guess it didn't.
Donna Joe
Hey,
said,
Donna Joe.
I'm originally from Springfield, Illinois, and hated the winters. That's why we moved to Austin area in Texas.
I can imagine. I miss you, precious lady. I cannot believe that it was just a couple weeks ago we were in Vegas together. Wow.
Crystal said, hang on just a minute. Weather in Indiana changes every 5 minutes.
Like Florida.
We've noticed that.
It was so funny when we were with the Bears last week, we had a little bit of rain. We were like going through a parking lot and it started raining and then all of a sudden it stopped. It was literally a few steps and you walked out of it. It was like raining in your front yard and dry in your backyard.
Let's see. Who's this?
Hello.
Tajuk?
Andrew. So cool.
Hello, everyone.
Hey,
joining late. Looks like I'm going to have to see the beginning to know what's going on.
It's Andrew.
Honestly, okay. Honestly, we're just kind of talking. But again, if you have any questions about keto, carnivore, anything like that, feel free. Just type question and put it in.
I miss you,
We're just kind of
Andrew.
catching up since we haven't been on in a while.
We just saw Andrew in Vegas.
Yep. Janetta said, are they on a road trip?
We are.
So yeah, we became brand ambassadors for Lyons Rd, and so we had to drive up here to pick up our RV because we're brand ambassadors. We had to pick it up from the factory. Also because they did some special modifications to us during the pre-build because I'm gonna do my whole battery install. So they did me a couple of little favors with not putting a couple things on and putting a couple of extra things in. And so we had to pick it up here, but then also tour the factory, which was really cool. Jamie's Jeannie said it's unreasonably warm here this week. It's normally about 7 degrees Celsius, 45 degrees Fahrenheit. But this week, the highs have been around 61 degrees Fahrenheit. But we had 6 inches of snow last Friday.
Wow, that's crazy. I was speaking to a gentleman while we were doing our laundry who is from Canada. And he was just talking about the weather there. He was also talking about the meat prices. And he was showing me, he's like, can I just show you pictures? Because when I was grocery shopping back home, I couldn't believe the meat prices. So I'm going to stop like complaining if I have a meat price. He said that it was costing them $30 for a steak. And he had to pay $95 for a roast. And he showed me, he's like, I've got to show you the picture that I took because you're not going to believe it, that it's true. But it was like, as soon as he comes to the United States, he's like, him and his wife, who are full-time RVers now, just absolutely load up on the meats, all the meats.
And he said, seeing all the Alliance rigs on RV Unplugged, it's no wonder you pressured this adventure. Can't wait to hug you both tomorrow and Saturday.
So excited.
So honestly, we had decided that we were going to become brand ambassadors with them pretty much before RV Unplugged. So what happened was we've known about Alliance for a couple of years. When we bought our last RV, Alliance was a brand new company.
It was a baby.
So they were just, they just had a couple of rigs on the road because they launched a couple of years before COVID.
Right.
And so that kind of threw a wrench.
Actually, they launched in COVID.
So, well, the company started a couple of years before, but they had everything trying to come out. And then, COVID just threw a big wrench into things. And, we were never looking for a brand new RV in 2020. So we've known about them, and I've known what they stand for and everything else. And we just slowly started seeing some of the things they were doing. So when we went to the RV show this year, we actually made a video on our RV channel, like the best couples camper at the Florida RV Super Show.
But we hadn't seen this one.
Yeah. And so it was like a copy of ours, but they made all these innovations. And we walked through it, and then we started talking to them about becoming brand ambassadors. And we were going to get that particular model. And then I was like, what if we changed? And we kept looking at a couple of other things. Then all of a sudden, this one had literally just been announced, this model. And so then we talked to people during RV Unplugged who did have Alliance, and they pretty much confirmed everything that, we've heard about them with the way they are with their customers, and they do things very differently, and they listen. And that kind of like clinched it that, okay, we want to work with this company.
We are just totally blown away by their innovation and like their commitment to customers and to their employees. Like, you're really going to see when we do the factory tour, like the great lengths that they go to and the investment that they make to make sure that the employees have the best possible day-to-day working experience. They really care about their employees, and that matters to us.
Right.
And so I think it's funny, they kind of pivoted after 2020 the way that we in the keto community did, and that is be self-sustainable as much as possible. So it was incredible to see all of the things that they make in-house instead of outsourcing to other companies, like the cabinetry you're seeing behind us. A lot of times companies will like have a vendor for that. Like the balances on our windows, they're making it. Like, it's crazy how much stuff that they make themselves, because if you make it yourself, if you're self-sustainable, even if there's like supply chain issues, you're not impacted by that.
Now, I do want to be clear, as brand ambassadors, we don't get paid.
No.
We don't get paid. We don't make commissions if somebody buys. Basically, what we get is we get to work with them, test things. They shout us out, but and we get some hats and stuff.
We get hats,
but it's still an honor. And the thing is like, I actually worked out something with them today, something that they don't do, and that is, if anybody who follows us buys an Alliance RV because of our recommendations, if you send us a picture with you with your new RV, along with proof that you purchased it after we became brand ambassadors, then we're going to arrange for you to get some free Alliance swag. Because I'm curious about like people getting Alliance. So yeah, it's something new we're going to use, kind of track. Kelly wants to know, is that Kelly? Kelly wants to know what model is it. So we bought, the model is the Delta, the Alliance Delta. It's a travel trailer because I did not want a fifth wheel. It is the 294RK. So we're sitting in the front of the kitchen. The kitchen extends about another 7-8 feet past us that way, and it is 34 feet long. So it's pretty long. We added 4 feet on. Let's see. Heather said you're going to turn into Midwesterners,
right?
I was driving today. I actually was taking Rachel to the bank and then going back out, and I said,
quarters.
This is my kind of life that I want, like the Midwestern small town living, but where there's stuff everywhere. Like there's Walmarts, gas stations, Targets. I found Sam's Club and Costco 20 minutes away today.
It's just the cold.
This is my kind of living. Small town, big pieces of property, and everybody is super friendly.
Super nice.
But I can't take the cold.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Yeah. I mean, for me, probably I probably couldn't go north of Georgia. And the problem, even when I would go to like the southern end of Georgia, but our kids won't leave Florida.
Right.
And so
there's a little blonde-haired girl who has won our hearts, and we can't be very far from her. In fact, I would just like to say congratulations to our granddaughter Peyton, who graduated from infant swim school this week. Actually, today I got a picture of her with her swim school diploma. So thankful that her parents invested in that, because truly it's one of those things where they're teaching them to like if they were to fall in the pool, how to turn themselves over and kick and float all the way to the side so that they can get out and like be safe. So
Yeah.
really thankful for that.
If you live in Florida, you need to teach your baby to swim or at least float.
So much
like
water there.
immediately. Like I honestly, I say that like every parent needs to do it. I think you're irresponsible if you don't teach your infants to float because we have so much water.
There's so much
and
water.
there's so many instances of children just falling into pools, falling into
Caleb
canals.
fell into a pool once, and I got to tell you, I was right behind him. What happened was he was going. My father was walking out onto their patio where they have a swimming pool, and didn't realize he just opened up the sliding glass door. He was used to it just being my mom and him. And so he didn't realize that he had a little buddy that was following behind him. Caleb was only about 2 years old. And so I saw Caleb walk out the door behind Grandpa. And so I followed right ahead behind. And it was seconds. He just fell into the pool. And I was right behind him, was able to jump in the pool to save him. But it just all happened so quickly.
Becky said, Dustin, how did you find out the info about element content on maltodextrin? So we actually did a video on that a couple years ago. It's pretty common knowledge at this point. I can tell you how it kind of came out, and that was that Redmond has, if you look on their website, on the ingredients, it does say for salty that it has
You mean
maltodextrin.
salty? You mean Relight?
Relight, yes. That it has maltodextrin. I contacted them about it, threw people up in arms like, how could you use Relight?
What?
And it was an infinitesimal amount. It was a very small amount. And my stance was kudos to Redmond for telling you.
Right.
Because it's the maltodextrin is inside of the natural flavors. So natural flavors can hide things like that. And most natural flavors, if it was something like from a liquid, like fruit juice concentrate, they bind it to some kind of agent, and usually it's maltodextrin. They can use things like gum acacia, which is what Keto Chow does with both their flavorings for Keto Chow as well as salty. And they could spray dry it, but it's honestly not always the greatest, and it also doesn't usually taste as good. So most companies go with maltodextrin. Now, it's not the fault of Element or Redmond, because the manufacturers of natural flavors don't ever tell you what's in their natural flavors.
No.
It's proprietary information. Sometimes they'll tell you it's not in here. Like if you go, hey, I need to know, is there cinnamon there? And they're like, no, there's no cinnamon in there. But they're not going to give you everything, because then
they don't have
people will know how to make their natural flavors.
Right.
And so when it's in natural flavors, the product can literally just be listed as natural flavors. Redmond was actually saying the natural.
So did LMNT to see if they were also doing the same thing.
And they said they were.
And they said that they were. But
and
it just wasn't on their website.
Amount. You're talking about basically 4 grams of maltodextrin combined, counted out over 1,000 packets. It is not impacting you. It's not. It's like, that's like saying you would, like, if you had a caffeine issue, you have a better chance of getting exposed to caffeine if you walk into a coffee shop that's just there.
Right.
Right. Never drinking it. Like it's such a small amount. It's not that big of a deal. But salty,
none,
figured out how to do it without having it, because they stomped their feet and made the natural flavor company use gum acacia, which might be a little bit more money.
So we utilize all 3 electrolytes. We use Redmond Relight, we use LMNT, and we use salty. If it is super important to you that there's not even like a piece of pepper sized in 1,000 sticks of your electrolyte drink, choose salty.
Yep.
Salty is going to be your best. Yep, it's going to be your best bet.
So Brady wants to know, is the fireplace under the TV?
Yes,
the fireplace runs the entire length of the television. I don't know how long it is, but it's long because the television's 50 inches.
It's bigger than a bread box.
B-Dog said, y'all look great. I'm going to NYH. NYH this year. We're showing. I don't know what NYH.
Oh,
or
Hack Your Health.
Oh, Hack Your Health. Oh, it's HYH.
We're not going there this year because the low carb cruise is happening at the exact same time, and unfortunately, we had to decide one or the other. And we're setting sail because cruise.
Yep. Juliana wants to know when we're hitting the DC area. Don't know. The original plan was going through Baltimore, but that plan is now
That
ixnayed,
got rerouted
because we can't go through the tunnel. So we may kind
Yes,
of
in
go a different way
Maryland.
around. Let's see. People just talking.
I love that.
Annette
Ooh,
said, I would base my opinion on an RV around how many creamy pints and ground beef bundles I can fit in the freezer.
I
fridge.
love
Donna Joe
that.
is my current favorite, New Camp Barefoot. She's so cute.
Oh my goodness. Well,
I have some creamies.
we actually have some creamies in the freezer, so that was definitely something. And I'm happy to report they froze very quick.
So yeah, it's funny because I actually brought them in our cooler. We have a plug-in cooler that we travel with.
Electric cooler.
They were frozen, and then when we got up here, they were half frozen after 3 days. But they just became keto chows. That's all they became, and so we put it back in here. But I've gone to Walmart 3 times, and I keep forgetting we have our Soda Stream.
Yes, we do.
But I don't have any Soda Stream bottles.
I know, and it's so funny because I thought about that when we were leaving. I was like, I need to grab one of these Soda Stream bottles, and I just
I was just gonna go to Walmart and buy a couple more Soda Stream bottles.
Darth Carnivore said, looking forward to the meetup and meat by the pound. Yes. So at the Fatty's barbecue that we're going to, I checked to see, was it like reasonable what they were asking for their meat by the pound offerings? And I thought that it was very reasonable. Sometimes, like, we've been to different places where if you want brisket, it's like $27 a pound. And I just don't think that is very reasonable. So I found this one to be really reasonable. And I really appreciate Fatty's Barbecue for being willing to have individual checks so that you come in and you can like just pay for whatever you would like to eat, and there's no room charge for us. So I really appreciate that. So if you're interested in having a meetup in your local area, check out some of the barbecue places and the meat by the pound, and then just talk to them about like how many people could they accommodate? Would they be willing to have individual checks? And I'm so thankful to Jackie and Jennifer and Dustin that's just making this meetup possible.
Yeah. Amanda said it's my birthday too. I'm 65 today. I'd love to have a birthday song.
Let's do it, Amanda. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Amanda. Happy birthday to you and many more. So many more. Amanda, born in April.
Exposing Darkness said it doesn't look like a washer dryer available in these. Now,
No.
This is a travel trailer. Most travel trailers don't have washer and dryer hookup. And for us, we're not full-time RVers, so I don't see a purpose in it for us. Usually you can find it in fifth wheels. There might be a couple of travel trailers, but for me, even if I'd have to really be a really intense about it because they add so much weight, and then I have to worry about water.
We were
so
talking
it's not
to
something even if we were full-time.
Chris Miller said that they can have a lot of problems with it because she's trained as an
There's
RV
really
tech.
only one brand. They're super expensive.
So it was funny.
You can't do a lot of laundry in them.
The gentleman from Canada that I was speaking with this afternoon, we were doing laundry together. He was actually doing laundry at the coin laundry machine because the one in his class A is broken. So he was like, they were waiting on parts to get it fixed. And he's a really handy guy, but he was like, yeah, it's broken.
Dustin said Buc-ee's knows how to squeeze the money right out of your wallet. There's a reason their gas is the cheapest.
Oh my gracious. It is so beautiful in there. It was pretty packed. The ones that we went to.
The first one we went to was insane.
I was like, are we in Disney?
I don't remember where it was. It's the one like close to Warner. I guess it was Warner Robins.
It was Warner.
So
it is spring break though.
We stopped there, and it was early. It was like 8 a.m. or something like that. 9 a.m. maybe. And we stopped there. Rachel was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. there were more than 100 ladies online for the restroom.
Yes,
So Rachel actually did not go and held it for another 3 hours.
in order for.
But you didn't. You said you obviously didn't have to go.
I had to go.
Well, how did you hold it for 3 more hours? I said we can stop again, and you didn't want to.
Because I'm a good little engine. Like, that's what it is. But yeah, it was awesome. I will say that whatever they're paying at Buc-ee's, that's more money than I've ever made per hour. Like, they have like that sandwich stand out there.
How much do they require from
Woo!
you that they're paying? Like, the janitor, if you want to clean the bathrooms, it's $20 an hour.
I have cleaned public restrooms, and I did not make $20 an hour cleaning public restrooms. I picked up garbage on the side of the road, and I certainly was not making $20 an hour. That was like, wow, that is amazing.
Chris said credit card machines would have transaction fees, and it's harder to prevent counterfeiting with a bill reader than a coin thing. They just assume if you're doing laundry, you have coins.
You know what happens when you assume, Chris? Like, I was like, I definitely didn't, and so the gentleman from Canada that was doing laundry with me, he said that he went into the camp store and they were willing to make change for him. But when I went there before we went to the bank, there was like kind of a line. He was on the phone taking a registration, and he was trying to check a young lady in. And so I was just like, oh, I could be standing here for a really long time. Let's just go to the bank.
Jamie said, does heavy whipping cream have carbs?
So somebody actually reached out.
Yes, it does. If you're new, 0.413 carbs per tablespoon, even if the label says 0.
So someone was reached out to me this week and was asking about like how they have Carb Manager, and no matter how much heavy whipping cream they put in, like if they put a bulk, because we say one way that you can track it is by putting in the totality of what you use in a day versus every single time you have a cup of coffee, put the number in, because sometimes it just keeps registering as 0. And so if you're tracking, you're just seeing 0, 0, 0. Carb Manager, she said, was not cooperating with that. And so she's like, how do I adjust it in order for it to accurately record? Now, we use Chronometer. You can use the free version of Chronometer, and it will allow you to track it, in a big lump sum. But you could also probably create an entry in Carb Manager with your own setting. Like, just say like 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream is 0.413 carbohydrates. Yeah. And then that way it's your own personal entry. And so you're going to use it, and then it'll calculate accordingly.
Lisa said, when I first found them, Alliance, they only had fifth wheels. They made me wobble. Yeah, they introduced travel trailers into their lineup last year. Our friend Matt got one of the first 262 RVs.
It was interesting talking to the gentleman that designed this particular rig, because...
Well, he designs them all.
Yeah, but it was like really cool that just to talk to him about like what was his thought process in making this, and what he was trying to solve in this particular travel trailer is, how do you make the television set not have an obstructive view? And that was always something that we noticed, that there, in a lot of trailers, there is a best seat in the house and a worst seat in the house, because, you sit in dinette, now you can't see the television, or, you would have like you could see it, but you feel like you're in the front row of a movie theater, and it's just, again, not good. People would be fighting over which seat. So the thought for this trailer was, I want to make a travel trailer where every seat, whether you're in the kitchen, whether you're sitting, the recliners in back, the sofa in back of us, or the recliners, best seat in the house for everybody. And he accomplished it, truly.
Chris said, business and overhead expenses, credit card fees take a significant bite out of business. I expect the profit margin aren't super large, and every bit helps. Oh, yeah. I joked with the guy when we were buying the RV. I'm like, can I give you a credit card? He was like, what? And I'm like, well, points. And he was like, you got to
major points.
He's like 3%. He's like, I have to charge you a 3% fee. I'm like, no, thank you. Jennifer said, I don't let my kids tell anyone they can swim unless they can save themselves if tossed in the middle of a lake.
Yeah. That is really, like, that's wise, totally wise, because it's just, and we buy all the swimmies, and we have like, we are as careful as humanly possible, but I like having worst case scenario swim lessons.
Chris said, stomp your feet, hold your breath like a petulant toddler throwing a maltodextrin tantrum.
Right.
Let's see. Exposing darkness. Do you use perfect keto electrolytes? We have in the past,
but haven't recently.
When they've gone through their whole changeover. I mean, we are still affiliates for them, but they just have not had a lot of their products. And honestly, I just really like Salty and the other companies. The only thing that I really liked, I mean, they're very clean. They're not bad. And when you could get them at their ridiculous sales that they had
like
every month,
Labor Day,
they were worth
Black Friday.
The only flavor they had that I liked and that I would buy that over the other ones is they had a black cherry.
Right. And that was something that the other, companies did not have a flavor for.
I did see, I think I had hit the wrong one when I hit Chris's, but Paul had said that brand ambassadorships lead to sponsorships. Yeah, they do. Not like the thing about Alliances is Alliance is a smaller company. And a lot of these, when you see all these other brands, Jayco and all them, there's a parent company. There's only really 3 parent companies with all of the RVs that are on the road. There's 3 basic companies that make them all. And Alliance is their own company, which is, again, one of the reasons we went with them. But it also means they don't have the money.
Right.
And for us, it wasn't about that. We talked to some other companies that had made some offers to us. But again, they had these stipulations like you have to have X amount of videos a month. We get to approve all content first. You can't ever say anything bad about us. You can't talk about other brands. Honest. And I'm like,
that's not us. I don't think that is a service to the public to do that. So like in Too Crazy Ketos tradition, we love independent companies that have like a spirit to serve people, that they create a product for themselves and they utilize that product. Because I just think that when a company makes a product for their own personal use, then you just get a different product. Like you just get a different level. So you think about Keto Chow, Keto Brick, Keto Brains, and Alliance is right there. It's like it's a family company that they're working hard to bring their very best to the marketplace. And I feel like that deserves some attention. So yeah, there's no money involved. We're not going to get paid to like talk about Alliance. We just feel passionate about like spreading the word. If I love the idea of people getting off the couch and living their life beyond the couch. And sometimes having an RV makes that possible because you need some sort of a hotel room, a rolling hotel room to get to the place where you can have these beautiful scenic views, and be able to participate in different activities. And so I like people to have something that they can count on too.
Donna Joe said, we've not booked any excursions for the low-carb cruise. Any suggestions?
Ooh.
The only thing that we have booked that we're probably going to do is we're going ziplining in Puerto Rico. Other than that, I think we're just going to explore ports. Oh, and then Coco Cay, we have the adults-only beach.
Which I saw.
Hideaway Beach.
And it's not an inappropriate adults-only beach. It just means there won't have a lot of kids running around.
And it's not that we don't like kids. It's that means there won't be as many people because, by the way, if you didn't know, Icon of the Seas will be in port at Coco Cay on the same day, which means lots of people. It's also why the prices on a lot of the things there, like the cabanas and the water park, are super expensive. Because the more people they have, the more they're going to charge because they can.
Every now and then, like, just keep your eyes open for sales because, like, randomly there will be deals.
Yeah. And Adam said, missed you guys back from reversing my gastric bypass on March 20.
Congratulations on that, Adam.
Andrew said, is it a propane freezer or a normal compressor type? It's a 12-volt compressor. The propane fridges don't work super well in Florida. Like you can't freeze anything, at least not in the one that we had and everybody that we know. It gets too warm. I mean, so we converted our old one to a 12-volt, and this one has a 12-volt. Kelly said, just got my fruity cereal in the mail today. I'm going to make some creamies. I need to order more.
I'm so excited about that. Let us know in the chat.
3 left.
Have you made our cereal recipe? We've seen some people that have used the cereal recipe in order to make savory. keto chows. I'm so excited about that. When we get home, we didn't bring a bunch of savories with us. We brought sweet ones with us for this trip. But I'm very excited, like when we get home, to make basically keto popcorn utilizing savory flavors in combination with your favorite seasonings. Like Redmond has some incredible seasonings, like their barbecue. And like, so, I mean, we're going to be making that when we get home and just making some like keto popcorn, keto trail mix. I like the combination of sweet and savory.
Jamie said, my stepson works at Costco. He makes $70,000 changing tires.
Wow.
That's
Congratulations.
awesome. Lisa said many of them, she's talking about the washers and dryers. They only fit a few items of clothes. They take forever. Yeah, it takes like usually a couple of hours to do a full load. But again, a full load's like 3 pairs of jeans.
Well, and that's really, I almost get afraid to, I'm careful with like putting jeans in a washer because you don't want to overload it, even your home washer, because jeans can really like knock the fool out of your washing machine. And usually that's the thing that gets the most dirty and dingy, especially like with Joe climbing up underneath the rig, installing things, wet, dirty. Like that's the thing that I really do need washed. And so I really wouldn't want to put it in a washer in our RV, even if we had one.
Matt said, Rachel, you've created a monster. Sarah's eating a whipped cream from a can.
We had such a fantastic time hanging out with Matt and Sarah when we were in Orlando last week. And so Publix just happened to be having their buy one, get one free sale. They don't have it all the time, but when they do, you got cans of whipped cream for $3. Like it's hard to beat. So yeah, we left 2 cans there, and I'm happy to see that Sarah is enjoying them. She was making beautiful, she has the most incredible tea for one collection, and it's just some lovely teacups and plates. They put on a fantastic meetup last weekend, Nancy and Sarah did. And it was just lovely. And they actually had little giveaways, like favor bags that had teacups and some assortments of tea in it. And I just love seeing anything she plates. I know she had a recipe recently or this week that she released some cookies that she made that Joe was like, can I have some more of those?
Yep. Easy. Chris said easiest way to make every seat the best seat in the house, remove all the seats that suck and leave only 2.
That helps. That does help.
Let's see.
Ooh, Deborah's having a warm chocolate salty right now. That is like straight up one of my faves.
Artemis said, are you guys going any further north? I'm in Connecticut, and Lancaster's over 4 hours away.
Oh,
we'll
be in New York.
We're going to New York. I don't know how. I'm hoping I can be there for at least 5 or 6 days. It really depends on when we can get out of here, and we will be in like the Middletown, Monticello type area. That's where we'll be. If we're going to be there, we wouldn't mind meeting up with people though.
Yeah.
Exposing Darkness said, I love Perfect Cheetos Black Cherry Electrolytes. I'm experimenting with Clean Slate.
Nice.
Creating my own Black Cherry.
Fun.
I also found a good cola flavor to make my own cherry cola.
What a great idea. Let us know like how it turns out when you use the Clean Slate to make a black cherry flavor. That sounds delicious.
Chris said, on our live stream, people suggested making the cereal recipe with chocolate malt and then dipping it in keto chocolate to make waffles. So I had already said to Rachel, like when we get home, we're making these and covering them in chocolate. Because I used to buy, what is that one brand? The ones that we try to
stomping your finger, and I have no idea what you're saying.
The protein puff, Shrewd Foods.
And
they make the chocolate dip ones, and they change the ingredients, and now I don't eat them anymore.
What I love is the fact that it's crunchy all the way through.
Yeah. Amanda said, I'm going to try the recipe and make ranch snacks with the baked potato keto chow.
Katie said I made the oyster crackers. That's amazing. I'm so glad because, again, we're in Indiana. This is definitely a great opportunity for chili, soup, stews, and you may be missing oyster crackers, but you can use the keto chow chicken savory soup blend and be able to make oyster crackers for yourself when it's nice and chilly outside.
Chris and Rachel left 6 cans of whipped cream with us, and they went to Matt and Sarah's. Okay, wait a minute. No, I gotta protect my wife. Those were not Rachel's.
Were they yours?
No, Miriam bought all those.
Oh, it's not just us, is what you're saying?
Yes, when we were there, we only bought 2 cans.
Well, you know what it was? Is that I think that Miriam was enjoying like one strawberry with a little bit of whipped cream on it. And as soon as children see that mom is enjoying something, they're like, I would also like that thing. And it was so cute because we went out to Publix and I was getting strawberries because their daughter Ruth had said she really enjoyed the strawberries. And so I said, well, do you want to get a whole bunch of pints of strawberries? And Miriam goes, no, you know how kids are. I was just eating it. And so of course they want it because like mom looks like she's enjoying herself and probably no one will go back to it. I was like that too. So my mom would make iced tea when I was growing up. And she would fix hers. Is there anybody else that when they're fixing a drink, fix coffee, they call it fixing? So she would fix herself some. So she would make unsweetened tea. And my dad did not like sweetened tea, actually. My grandmother would make tea that you could stick a knife in and it would stand up straight. There was so much sugar in it. But my mom would make unsweetened tea even when we were growing up. But then she would fix it with exterior sweeteners. And we had access to those sweeteners as well. But my brother, Stephen, and I, we wouldn't go fix our own. We would swipe sips of her drink when she would leave. And she goes, get out of my drink. Because my mom does not like it when you like eat or drink out of her stuff. She does not want your mouth on her straw, even if she's related to you. And so she was like, fix your own. And we're like, but yours tastes better. Mom's always taste better.
Chris said, wait, Miriam bought those? I've been lied to. Hey, listen, we are guilty of a lot of things, but like...
Well, I mean, I've still bought some for this place.
Absolutely. I turned Miriam onto what is the Good Culture. They have a lactose-free not yogurt, cottage cheese. So good. So good.
It is good. Katrina's going to be there on Saturday.
Diane said, will you be traveling back to Florida on I-95 through Virginia? Not quite sure yet because like we have to at some point, but like I haven't routed that far yet. Don't know where we're going to stop. We're probably going to take at least a week to get home from Lancaster. I'm hoping my mom comes to Lancaster with us.
Me too.
So we've got a campground there, and then I try to stay near a hotel that they would normally stay at, but I don't know if they're going to go because they've had some issues with their house.
Yeah.
Denise said, busted Miriam. Anything else real quick?
Emmy said, it's been a hard week. I've been so tempted to grab a high carb sweet treat to make myself feel better. Thanks to Catcher Live tonight. I feel better without the sugar and carbs. Emmy, thank you so much for sharing that. And I'll tell you one thing, you're not alone. Even I, like whether it is like sweet or not, yesterday when we were super stressed out, it was hard for me to in the moment not be like, I just want to like choose something because we were having a hard time getting the hitch on. We were having a hard time like getting out. I didn't want to overstay our welcome because we were truly like
the closer
running late.
We got to the time that we were supposed to be out of there,
I felt terrible.
The more I started to panic, which made me screw up. Instead of if I would have just like taken and we're trying to do it, like 10 things at once,
and I can't do anything. I cannot become a mechanic to like help Joe with this matter. And so what I wanted to do in the moment was eat. Like I can't do anything about this situation, so I want to eat during this situation. And so I'm right there with you. Like when you have a hard week, you can want to stress eat, and I'm really proud of you for not doing that thing. And I understand how hard it is. And even if you've been doing keto for 6-7 years, like we have, it still is challenging not to reach for old behaviors because it's a coping mechanism. You know, when somebody can be doing great and then like they experience a loss in their family, and suddenly that will take them right back to a moment in time when they handled grieving by eating. So it is really challenging to do that. And I think that our best bet, like you're sharing with us, that it helps for you to be here in this live tonight. And I'm so thankful. That's exactly what I want us to do, is be a blessing to you during hard times. And you are a blessing to us as well. But the best thing that we can do when we're going through something is not isolate, but to get into community, make sure we're showing up for community and opportunities to talk to one another, because we're not alone. And sometimes we just need to talk through some stuff.
Yep. Miriam said, I may have bought those heavy creams, but I didn't eat very much. I mostly ate strawberries. Yeah, I didn't say you ate them. I thought she honestly bought them for
the children.
No, I thought she bought them for the Saturday thing.
Oh, for the tea
That's
party.
What I thought they were for the tea party.
Yeah.
Because
don't accuse Miriam of eating stuff she didn't eat.
No,
Joe.
No, I never said she ate them, but
she said she bought them.
I just said she bought them because I don't want it to think like we were pigs and bought 8 of them. Because when she had them, that's when I told you go get a couple because I thought they were all for the party.
Oh, okay.
I thought they were all for the
immediately
party.
When that hot potato of blame is in your hand, you got to throw it.
Yeah.
Throw it, Joe.
Now I did turn her on to the cottage cheese.
You did,
and it was we just sat there enjoying that cottage cheese.
I think I got 1 spoonful of yours.
So good.
And then you kept your container to yourself.
Yeah, well, because 1 container is really 2 servings, not 4.
Accurate. It's just like we got pork rinds on our way up here, and Joe got maybe 2 pork rinds.
I know. I went to eat some pork rinds and they were gone.
Sorry, Charlie.
Something happened.
You snooze, you lose.
Something happened with a can of nuts
with
too.
Pork rinds. I know. You are forbidden from purchasing any more like drugstore peanuts, or not like it's mixed nuts, but they're just so cheap and accessible. When we buy macadamia nuts from Costco, we treat those like they're gold. We ration them out like cigarettes in prison because it is just like, they're expensive. I'm not going to like hork down a $20 bag of nuts. Right. But when they're like $6 for just a giant can, makes it easier to eat.
Marty said, do you folks do anything specific for a living, or do you just make a living off of being 2 crazy ketos? Like, so
we're pretty much just losers.
So YouTube,
what you're thinking is correct.
Stop. YouTube is our full-time job.
It is.
Now we do a lot of other things to supplement our income,
like mowing grass.
Like, so I've had a landscaping business, which I'm in the process of turning over to Anthony within the next couple of months. I am a scuba instructor. We do coaching,
freelance writing.
Rachel does writing for things. What are my other jobs? I don't know. I have so
many hats to keep the electricity on.
Yeah, but our primary job, and it's always fun when you tell a loan company for an RV, what do you do for work? I'm a YouTuber.
I have no idea what I do. All I know is what I used to get a spanking for. Now I get paid to do.
Yeah. And, you know, we love the ability to be able to be so passionate about what we do and spread the word about keto and build community. And listen, our entire lives, we were always like, all we need to make is this much, because it was always about the kids. So we never had a lot of money and still don't have like a lot of money, but it's, you know, we're also fortunate because we pretty much live debt free.
Yeah, that's helped a lot. We don't believe in
credit card debt. We don't have a mortgage, you know, so, you know, it's just something that we're able to really look at like, okay, I can, instead of spending money here, spend money there. And so, you know, we do the best we can, but we love having this job, and that allows us to do RVing and do different types of traveling and stuff, because so long as we have internet, we can do our job.
We can still go.
You know, and we really appreciate everybody who joins our money networks, because that's what helps us do the travel. That's what helps us go to conferences and things like that. You know, going to Vegas, it costs us a couple grand to go to the Vegas conference.
Right.
We don't get paid to go to the conferences.
But I think it's important, you know, that you invest in people, and that's our life mission, is to serve others. And I think that it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you your time. It's going to cost you your money. But if we can spread the word of keto and help people take back their life, get off of medications, and live longer for their families, like, that's worth it to me. Like, whatever we have to do and whatever we have to go without in order to be able to spread the word about keto, like, now I feel like we have an opportunity with this trailer to go as door to door as we can, to reach places that maybe there's not conferences and meetups currently going on, and just kind of share keto with others, because people are worth it. Their lives are worth it.
Marty said, thanks. I just say, hey, more power to them. I just wonder how not being mean, just happy when people can make a living doing when they like to do.
Thanks, Marty.
I say all the time, so YouTube is the hardest job I've ever had in my life.
Definitely.
But it is absolutely, and it's probably because of what we do YouTube about.
Right.
It's the most rewarding job. I mean, I loved being a children's director with Rachel and teaching children about Jesus, but like, this is so rewarding, because when you are teaching children in church, you don't see the end result.
No.
It's like you're building the foundation of a house. Like, if you look at your house, you don't see the sticks that built the house. You don't see the inner beams that build the house. You don't see the concrete floor. You don't see any of that, but the house is there. When you're teaching children, whether you're in children's ministry or you're a teacher, you don't see the end result. The end result's going to happen in 20, 30 years.
And they may not even remember you at all.
If you look at my email, I left it there because I still believe it's what we do today. Like, my email says laying the foundation. I sign it off, laying the foundation for the next generation. I still feel like we lay a foundation because we're helping people now get healthy for their children and their grandchildren. The thing is that in doing this and building community, and when you get an email from someone who goes like, I'm no longer a diabetic. I've been able to go for the first month of my life without eating sugar, or I'm off my blood pressure medication. We get to see the end result now. And that's why it's so rewarding. It's not that it wasn't rewarding being in children's ministry. It's just, I get to see the fruit of our labor now.
Well, and I feel like we still have the precious opportunity to serve children by serving their parents. If we can change what's going on in households, then your kids want you around. Your grandkids want you around. Your nieces, your nephews, they want you around. Like, you are the most precious thing to them. There's no toy that they could have. There's no like trip to Disney World that is more important to them than you. And so we want to help facilitate you spending more time with them. And I feel like if we can help people make keto sustainable and they can do it consistently, we're like having an opportunity to serve children still by helping the people that they love the most live longer.
Diane says, thanks for this $10 super sticker. It was a Shiba dog rolling on the floor laughing out loud. I think we're going to get off. Chris said, talking about an RV, talking about a house while sitting in an RV. I love it. I know. That's just us. Okay, we are going to get off. Amy wants to know if you ever made keto chow fluff.
Yes, we do. In fact, I think
I don't make it for a reason.
It's so good
because I eat way too much of it when we do, because it's so good, but it is so rich.
Super, super easy to make. Just heavy whipping cream and a package of keto chow.
Trish said, I don't have enough words to thank you two for the whole 2KK family for the positive impact you've made.
Wow, Trish, I appreciate you so much. And like your kindness and encouragement, you always have just a word of sunshine for us. And I really, really appreciate that.
I think we should build a studio in here. We can hang lights from there.
Let's do it.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. For all of you up here in the northern Indiana area.
We can't wait to see you on Saturday.
On Saturday,
4:30.
If you want to know more about it, we've got some stuff on Mighty Networks about it. It's on Low Carb Event. 4:30 up here in Elkhart at, what's the name of the place?
Fatty's Barbecue.
Fatty's Barbecue. And Dustin said there are less than 20 spots left.
So make sure that you send an email to Jennifer so that we can make sure to reserve your spots.
And we will see everybody back live on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time.
We love you guys.
Bye.